Hello, everybody. I was thinking today about, there's a lot of talk of deepening. Now, the only thing that seems to have deepened is not knowing. The only thing I'm more certain of is that I'm not certain of anything. That's what seems to have got more and more profoundly obvious, that I don't know jack shit. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how anything works. What I do understand, I doubt that I understand it, even if there is a sense of understanding. All the knowledge that I seem to have acquired, that's, I don't know, it just feels so worthless. It's lost all its value. And doing these meetings, it can feel a little fraudulent. Because I can't help but have the sense of, it may sound as though I know what I'm speaking about. Because I've had it said to me that you sound quite sure of what you say. I'm not, though. There's no certainty about anything. All of it has become uncertain. And that's not what I thought a deepening would look like. I thought a deepening would be like, greater clarity, greater certainty, less doubt, not more. So now that it feels like the only thing I want to convey is that all certainty is illusory. All certainty is a sham. If there's a feeling that you really know what's going on, it would just be a sense of you really know what's going on, but you don't. It's kind of like, the only thing that's doubtless is I don't doubt that anyone, I don't doubt that no one knows what's going on. That everyone who has a sense of they understand how life works, can't really know. Just another idea. So I didn't know that not knowing would deepen. And of course, that deepening, this deepening is no deepening at all. You can't get deeper into emptiness because it doesn't get more empty the deeper you go into emptiness. More of nothing isn't going deeper into nothing. It's not. It's kind of like the ideas of shallow and deep are redundant. And I don't see intellectual depth or spiritual depth as anything significant at all. In fact, really nothing has any significance. Not really, just relatively. And the relative is what you think is significant. No more than that. Every human being has their own idea of what's significant, what matters, what's meaningful, what life's purpose is, what makes life worth living. And all meaning and purpose is no more than that. Just one human being's idea. And there is a beautiful ease and freedom with that. I don't think that anyone else knows more about life or death. I don't doubt that death isn't present, though. I don't think that death is in the future. I don't think life is separate from death. This aliveness is completely inert. And it sounds paradoxical. You couldn't get a greater paradox than death and life not being two. Sounds utterly paradoxical. And yet it doesn't feel paradoxical at all. The paradox only exists in the denial that death is ever present and that everything that's alive is empty. All of life. And I've said it before that that may sound nihilistic, but it doesn't feel nihilistic at all. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. If you'd like to share anything or ask a question, then feel free to do that.
To let you know, Tim, as well, I think there's a few people missing because Naomi said she didn't get an email this time. So there might have just been a little mix up with emails.
Oh. Did anyone here that is here get email? Oh, I cocked up the emails. Shit.
Oh well.
Just so incompetent. Oh well.
Just going to make a non-dual joke and just say it's because you don't really know how to live life, Tim, or you don't know, you know.
I don't know.
I think you were just saying about, you know, you don't know the.
Well, I don't know how to send an email, obviously. I could You could take over for a moment and I could email everybody.
Come on, send an email.
Okay, I can do that.
It might take you half an hour though.
You know, yeah, you know me well. Hold on then. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, Sequoia, you're asking how'd you get on the email list? I'll send if you send
Well, more to the point, what's the point of being on the email?
yeah, send me your email in the private chat there, and I'll send it to Tim.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
I felt sure I'd emailed everyone.
Oh, and Catherine, if you want to do that as well.
Darren, take over.
I am. I'm actually just jotting down a few emails. So anyone listening on YouTube, it's turned into an administration video. So.
Right.
Marcus.
I felt sure I'd sent it, but there we go. You'd think I'd have noticed that I didn't send an email to myself, but I didn't.
Yeah. I think you've sent it to the like a smaller group or something.
I'm too slow, Darren.
It's okay.
Let's have a look.
Well, that's all I've got to say about that. I was right on the half an hour, wasn't I?
What's that?
The email. How are you doing?
Slow.
Yeah. Well, we've got all the time in the world, really.
Yeah, all that there is. Right. Wonder why I didn't send it.
That's a funny saying, isn't it? We've got all the time in the world.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, Michael's got his hand up.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Tim. You were talking about not knowing. I was just thinking about John Henning supposedly discovered the source of the Nile, and everyone was happy with that. He reached Lake Victoria, and the Nile River seemed to be coming out of Lake Victoria, so that's the source. So, but I'm not happy with that. I'm going to go to Africa and find the true source.
Well, I'd quite like to come with you.
I suspect that it lies somewhere beyond Lake Victoria, or maybe in the rain.
I'd hazard a guess that rain has something to do with it. If I was a betting man, I think rivers have something to do with the rain.
Yeah. But then the rain comes from the ocean, so
Oh yeah.
oh Christ. Oh yeah, damn it. Nothing. Everyone was happy with that. Years and years, they finally discovered the source of the Nile. I think that's a good analogy for any tidbit of quote and unquote knowledge or
Yeah.
wisdom.
Well, especially the obsession that human beings seem to have with knowing the source. Full stop.
Ah,
You know, the source period. So where does this all come from?
where did I come from?
Yeah, no, well, absolutely, yeah. I want to know where I come from, but then there's all this other stuff. Where's this all come from? And does it all come from the same source?
Oh, must be.
Must be.
Oh, I
Yeah.
That seems to answer it, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I just think it's always felt, and I probably wouldn't have been able to voice it as a child, but I think I felt that as a child. Oh, it makes sense why everyone believes in God, because it answers most of the questions. You know, it answers the source question. It answers any why question that we haven't got a rational answer for. It'll answer that one as well. And and of course, then there's the lovely get out clause, mysterious ways. I always like that as well, yeah, we haven't got a clue, mysterious ways.
Yes. Mysterious ways.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, even the phrase, oh my God.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Oh my God. Oh golly, it's so deeply ingrained in our group consciousness, this need for source.
Yeah.
Oh my. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks for that. I love the source of the Nile story.
To follow the analogy, it's got to remember that the explorers looking for the source of a river is really just an excuse to scout the territory for colonization.
Probably. Well, probably there were a couple of guys who went along who were really interested in the source, and the others were just looking to.
Yeah, but where did they get their money?
Plunder. Yeah.
Who's funding that investigation?
Yeah.
Razia has a hand up.
Hi, Razia.
Hi, Tim. It's like people say, oh God, I don't believe in a God, you know, kind of a thing. And every word that you say, there's God there in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be amazing if there was one. And then you discovered it was you all along. I mean, we all are gods and goddesses somewhere.
Well,
But
seems
I mean,
like seems obvious that man made God in his own image. That's how I see it. It seems very, I mean, I don't see why everyone doesn't think that, but they don't. They don't. It seems obvious that, well, there wouldn't be a God without humans. Humans made God,
yeah.
not the other way around.
Yeah, if God made man in his own image, then why are we visible? And he is not. Or we should all be invisible.
No, it's just, no, because we human beings love answers, and God is the answer.
Yeah.
It's a catch-all
Yeah.
answer to anything we can't understand. And I wouldn't even say I don't believe in God. I mean, I couldn't even say that. That seems like saying too much.
Yeah, but like what I wanted to talk about was like judgment, you know. Like lots of us are scared to talk because we're going to be judged in some way, and we'll be found wanting, you know. Because the moment you utter a word, like, I mean, it's like, oh no, that's not it, you know. So there is judgment that's happening, and that's life. I mean, life is judgment. You drink a cup of tea, it's too hot. You bite into an apple, it's too hard. Judgment all the time. We are judging our world and assimilating everything that's out there and somehow changing our worldview constantly. There is this. But I noticed, like, in the mind, that for a split second, there is this kind of wonder zone. It's like you listen to a piece of music, and that music simply pours through you, and you dissolve into that music. It's so beautiful. And judgment, where's the judgment? It's gone. You are in that moment, experiencing that beauty, that love, there's nothing there, you know? And sometimes you look at a painting, and the painting is so beautiful. Everything. But you'll notice that that moment when that seemingly happens, judgment has ceased. You're not looking there to say, hey, the painter should have added a bit more shadow here and a bit more darkness there, you know? It's like judgment is gone. So it is those times, I think, in our lives when we're brought into the present moment, and then we see life as being so awesome, so amazing. And but there's nothing wrong with judgment. I mean, that's what's apparently happening. We aren't judging. But when When judgment ceases, we seemingly shift into a new way of seeing the world. And our heart simply opens up to the beauty, to love, to appreciation, gratitude. It's all there. It's beautiful life. And then it matters not whether we're going to live forever. It doesn't matter if we're going to die tomorrow. You embrace it all.
Thanks, Rashi.
Thank you.
Peter has his hand up.
Peter.
I loved the whole conversation about not knowing. I'm going through the oncology uncertainty roller coaster with my partner for the second time. And the waiting for results, you know, that activation of the survival circuitry, you know, what can you do? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing but just be there, be present, you know.
Yeah.
And I deal with my physical manifestations of aging and stuff in a very matter-of-fact way. It's sort of like I've faced suicide and I've, you know, survival is secondary. I mean, life's too short to worry about survival. But navigating the deep-seated trauma-based fear in my partner and the suffering that she's going through is activating my system on those levels.
Yeah.
So it's really an opportunity here to once again watch the machine play, you know, play the game. I don't, you know, the search for answers is really half the problem, if not the entire problem, it seems. Is that kind of what I heard? I came in a little late, but when you and Michael were talking, it was like, uh-huh. The search for the source of denial.
The source of denial. Very nice.
The source of denial.
I like a pun.
And they named it Lake Victoria. And Victoria, of course, is Victor, the winner, you know. And it's all these layers of metaphor. Life is a metaphor.
Yeah.
It doesn't always make it easier, you know, just knowing that. I love Byron Katie's little saying, oh, sweetheart, understanding is the booby prize.
Yeah, that's nice.
So when the system is activated to that degree, you know, when the cortisols and the, you know, adrenaline, all the stuff is active, there's something else that kicks in, and I keep trying to put my finger on it, and that's this intellect still trying to understand it. So any pointers you may have on how to more quickly get to that, like, oh, right.
God, Peter, I'd be a very wealthy man. I'd be more wealthy than if I found the source of denial, if I knew the answer to that. And if I could point you in the right direction, I'd be, God, I'd be a very,
Yeah, everyone has to find it on their
I'd
own.
be a very, I'd be a rich man.
I mean, fingers pointing at the moon.
Well, no, I mean, this isn't, I'm not speaking about the end of suffering, the end of
No,
problems, the end of pain. I'm not speaking of any of that. I'm not speaking about any of the things that really sell. This is just simply an expression of life appears as it appears.
yeah, outside the spiritual marketplace.
Well, it kind of, it still sort of gets thrown in, but on the periphery somewhere, like in the garbage. It's like there is a spiritual marketplace, and then there's the bins out the back full of black. I'm just like nestled in by the black bins around the back,
And
by the trash.
there was a book my uncle had with a beat up old VW van on the front. And it was right next to, the Complete Idiot's Guide to Repairing Your Volkswagen. And it was called The Art and Science of Dumpster Diving. There's some really valuable shit that people do not recognize that ends up in the bin. Oh, well, anyway, just got to laugh.
Oh, thanks, Peter. No, I mean, if I had some pointers that would help, then I'd give them to you.
Yeah.
Quite very happily, but I haven't.
Oh, well, I got them anyway, whether you have them or not, I guess.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi. Hey, okay, so I was talking to my friend Casey and Leah last night, and he was like, you know how FOMO, do you know what FOMO is?
No.
Fear of missing out.
Oh, yeah.
Fear of, and I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh my God. I haven't noticed that. Like, that's like, whoa, what? Fear of missing out. I was like, wow, that is really weird. Because there was like, I don't even know. It was just like I thought I was missing something, or something should be some way. And I didn't realize that kind of those thoughts weren't like coming up until he said that. I was like, what the hell? Like, how could you miss out on anything? I mean, if you want to say you're missing out on something, you're missing out on everything. How many things hasn't someone done or experienced and all this? It's like, there's nothing missing. I mean, for it to be as it is. So I don't know. That just freaked me out so bad when he said that, because I was like, this is so wild. What the hell? I don't even know why. I mean, there is no fear of missing out. I mean, it seems like it, and this is all a story, but it seems like there's a fear of missing out. But what is it anyway? I mean, what's a fear anyway? You know?
Well,
like, what the hell is that?
I remember it really well, though. That was a big drive for me. I was very motivated by a fear of missing out. That would get me to every party, probably early. And I left last usually, because that's when the good shit would go down, I would tell myself.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would have to hang on, because who knew, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kick myself to death if I left the party. And then that was when it was great. That was when the really good stuff happened. Yeah, I was, I mean, that's a great motivator, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
I kind of miss it.
But, do you? I didn't know it was gone. I didn't know it wasn't happening, so I didn't miss it. I just was like, thought that was really funny.
Well, now you mention it, I kind of miss it, because that really does a lot of self-motivation is that.
Yeah. Ooh. Maybe
Yeah.
it's bad. Not that anything's good or bad, but maybe someone would, you
Well,
know.
it's as if you, I mean, it's lovely and farcical, as if self knows where it needs to be in order to
Right.
not miss out. You know, I need to be there, not
We
there,
need to be everywhere.
not here, there.
There.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's where, you know, that's where the juicy stuff will be happening. That's where whatever you fantasize you really want out of life, that's where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Not here.
And not here. No, it's somewhere else. There's something else actually going on somewhere, and I'm missing it. I'm missing it.
All of
Where,
those, yeah, all of those.
I suck. What's wrong with me? Yeah, all that.
I could be with the beautiful people somewhere, and I'm just sitting here on my own.
I know. I'm sitting in a car in a parking lot.
Yeah.
What the hell? I'm missing out on a lot.
Yeah, thanks. Fear of missing out is
Yeah.
Gets you out of bed though.
Maybe that's why I'm in bed so much. I'm kidding.
Too.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Natalie.
Razia has a hand up.
Maybe I'm not certain about this, but maybe what Natalie is speaking to is that there are times when it would be much more fun to do something else rather than sit in a satsang, you know, or sit in a spiritual kind of a thing. And yeah, there is that also, like, that sometimes we have to make sacrifices.
We don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, not really. I don't feel.
Oh no, that's not what I was saying. No.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed everyone doesn't want to come to this. It's not a satsang, but whatever we're going to call this.
Yeah.
Who could think of anything better than to be together and
maybe in a way. Yeah, like I never used to go to these things before, too. Unless I really was in like a naughty mood and wanted to go and ask someone a funny question, and I would go. Yeah, but otherwise I didn't like to go. The only meetings I went to was rainbows. Yeah, but I mean, now that I'm coming to your meeting, I really enjoy it. It's like I look forward to Thursdays. Kind of like special. Not that I would want to miss it, you know.
Thanks.
And I just thought Natalie was just talking about, like, sometimes we have to do certain things, and when we could be doing other things, you know, at our time. But I now it's like, for me, this is that I like to spend my time listening to people talking about this and all that. Thanks. Sorry, I've been on.
I mean, you say.
Okay, Razia, real quick. There are no other things. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
I guess it didn't come out that way. I guess.
Oh,
There are no things.
Natalie, you just took the words out of my mouth there.
Yeah. Yeah, there are no things, and there's Michael there. Whatever they're reminding us, there's no things.
Yeah.
Except the words for them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks. Yeah, there's I mean, if there's thoughts of other things, there's thoughts of other things, and that's this thing. So, I mean, if there's thoughts of other things, that's all other things are, isn't it? Any thought of something else happening somewhere else is a thought about something happening somewhere else.
Catherine has a hand up.
Hello, Catherine. Lovely to see you.
Hello. Yes, I was just wanting to say that it's just such an enjoyable, pointless chat you know, it's such a beautiful, pointless chat. It's the beauty of it is there's no point to it. It's just so as it is. So as it is. And as Razia said, it's just a pleasure. Like you, Razia, I like listening to lots of people just about this, which is nothing, but it's just talking.
Just talk.
It's just, yeah.
Thanks, Catherine.
Thank you.
In chat, Peter says, look for the JOMO. This is the joy of missing out.
Yeah, that's a bit of a challenge for me. That would be.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'm so ecstatic that I'm missing it.
I didn't go.
Yeah. The joy of missing out.
And it comes back to just the joy of being present here and now with what is, even the tough stuff.
Well,
and not thinking that you'd rather be somewhere else doing something else that your mind wants to think might be better.
yeah, but I don't know if you've tried to be present, Peter. It's this is in spite of all effort, isn't it?
Yeah, it happens on its own.
Yeah, and whether there's a joy of what is, or a fear of what is, or sorrow of what is, they're all equally what is.
Joseph Campbell had the word for it, the sublime.
Yeah, sublime and mundane.
It is just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there is this great spiritual trap where, you know, the way it is seen as the way it should be, or the way that's so joy, sublime, not mundane, joy, not sorrow, peace, not anger, acceptance, not rejection. All of that, I mean, all of that that's all conflict. There is no one choosing, there is no one controlling, there is no one managing. No one has any say over how it is. Everything is just as it is. And of course, that doesn't make it better if you've got ideas that sorrow is wrong and joy is good. This this doesn't have anything to say about that. I don't have anything. I don't have any guidance, suggestions about how to be happier. That's not what I'm speaking about. Robert, do you want to say hello to my friend? You're going to be on TV, do you want to say hello to? Well, there's 31 people you could say hello to. It's my friend Rob, who's come to visit me today.
Hi everyone. Hope you're enjoying yourselves, listening to all this nonsense.
They're not enjoying themselves. Look at them. Look how miserable they all are.
They all look very happy to me. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, enjoy.
Cheers, Rob. Beautiful, Robert.
Can I speak again? Sorry.
Of course you can, Catherine.
Yes, so I'm just aware now because I just had to laugh, you know, with Robert coming on screen, and it appears that when laughter happens, it's like almost immediately there's this feeling, oh, this is the laughter is so fake, or I shouldn't be laughing, and I don't know where it comes from, you know. It's like I realize that on occasions, unless it's a really good joke, you know, it's often there's a laughter, but it comes with a difficult impression at the same time. So
well,
yeah.
I don't know why, but most of us as children, we were taught that life is a serious business.
Exactly that. Yeah. And I was, yeah.
I think there's a lot of that.
It's that seriousness and the fear of it's like daring. I mean, may I say, daring not to believe in God, even though that doesn't appear there, but it's still ingrained in the body.
Yeah.
Almost like, how dare you laugh, you know, like you said, life is a serious matter.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I got told a lot as a kid, I'm sure a lot of us did, you know, if you, especially you laughed out of place when you should be serious. It was...
Oh, no, that makes me want to laugh.
You were quite sternly told. I was told off a lot for laughing as a kid.
Yeah.
Especially at school. School was a serious business, and I thought it was just a time to have a lot of laughs with my mates. That's what the point of school was, to have as much fun as possible, it seemed.
I think here it's to do with hurt or trauma, you know.
Well,
anyway,
yeah,
so
no, but I don't
yeah.
think you'll be alone in that, Catherine, that there's a sense of when you laugh, that it might only be small, you know, it's only like a niggling sense, but that really, I mean, that's one of the reasons I do these meetings. I mean, there's liberation, nothing serious.
Life, unless we take this so seriously.
No, and the thing is, I mean, I know I get a lot of people who take non-duality very seriously, and I'm not very popular with them because I'm not taking this seriously. This isn't a serious business. The reason I do this is compassionate, that there can be, life won't be better, life will be exactly as it is, life is exactly as it is, but there can be a lightness to life that I never imagined. Like a triviality. There you go. Everything. Isn't that wonderful? Everything is trivial. You know how, for me, there's so many things that are a matter of life or death. It feels like life or death to me. Well, this is death. There is no life or death. You know, there's no... Don't get me wrong. I have to be careful who I say it to. That's why I like these meetings. That's why I do them. You foolish folk quite enjoy it. But this is fool's gold. There is nothing in this. There is no, you know, I'm not leading you to nirvana. I'm not taking you to the end of the rainbow where there will be a crock of gold. No, I'm saying it's all a crock of shit. All of it. All belief. All understanding. It's all empty. Including all of this, whoever you listen to, and you just think, wow, yeah, that sounds like the truth. Bullshit. That's no more the truth. This is the truth, and this is completely unknowable. There is no truth, is the truth. There's only truth, there is no truth. You won't find the truth. What the fuck would you find? If you think there are human beings who have found the truth, it's utter delusion. Just absolutely, beautifully ordinary, beyond ordinary human beings, every one. No special ones at all. No possibility of special ones. No special ones. No holy text, no holy words, no sacred text, no sacred words. No truth. Beautiful.
Michael, has his hand up.
We have friends who have a son, 14 or so, and he just doesn't like school. Gets a couple of Fs evidently, and his parents are high achievers, and try to encourage him to at least get passing grades, and he's not interested. So they say, well, we'll take his phone away. He says, okay. And he plays basketball. He's good at that. They say, well, do we want to take his basketball away?
Oh, don't let them take his basketball away.
I love it. I've known this child since he was little, and I would hug him when I saw him, and he would hug me, and I'd say his name, and I'd say, I love you. He said, I love you too. I'll say, you know why I love you? He says, no. I said, because you're a wonderful person. He said, you're a wonderful person too. So I just love this kid. And if I had him, I would say, okay, you don't have to go to school. I hated school, and I relate with this. I had 4 years of Latin and geometry. I don't get that.
I only had 2.
Yeah. This kid and his friend, this boy, went out on a weekend and earned $500 washing windows. And I thought, oh my God, he can earn $500 washing windows, and the rest of these kids are sitting in class learning history and a bunch of junk. I wish I had him. I would say, okay, no more school for you. Yes. And God, I just love him. And it just aches. I just ache that they want to cajole him into getting good grades. Thanks, Tim.
Oh, that's beautiful, Michael. Yeah. Don't let them take his ball away. Well, if they take his ball away, you'll have to get him one and just secretly sneak it into him.
It just made me think of something. My boy was at school. He was at school, and he's been jotting stuff. He's been doodling in his exercise book at school. I don't know whether you can see that.
Oh yeah.
And the teacher wrote at the top. She wrote, Oliver, I don't want to see graffiti in your book again, please. And then on the next page, there's another little doodle, and she said, no. And then there's another little doodle on the next page. And then on the last page, he's obviously done a doodle, and then he's drawn a box around it, and he's filled it in, and he's put sorry next to it.
Oh.
Bless him.
Bless his heart.
I know. Oh.
Sorry. Just can't help myself.
I know.
Your lessons are so boring, I have to doodle. Yeah. Well, there's a simple joy, doodling.
Yeah, that's a little.
There's his box.
Sorry.
Sorry. That's good. Yeah, lovely.
You should frame that and put it on the wall. It would be a wonderful piece of art.
Yeah,
The whole series.
the series. That's right.
Yeah,
I might do that.
yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh yes, Tim, are you going to have any more meetings in London?
I've booked. Now, I didn't have any for a few months, but I booked for the, thanks for the plug, Catherine. It's the 16th of December. So 2 weeks on Saturday. 2 weeks on Saturday.
Can't do it.
And then at the last Saturday in January, I booked that as well. So the end of January, which is the, what date is that? That will be, that's the 27th of January. So I have booked the Philadelphia and Hampstead for those 2 dates. And while I'm plugging, there's still places available for New Year in North Carolina, which is a New Year treat. Even more trivial. And of course, if you have a fear of missing out, that'll be good because you'll make sure you get there. Because where would you rather be on New Year than with a load of drunk, non-dual dimwits? So yeah, looking forward to a New Year's party that I won't wish that I would somewhere else. I definitely won't be wishing I was somewhere else. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. If you are listening to this on YouTube and you're on the invitation list and you didn't get an invitation, my apologies. I thought I'd done it. So if you did miss it, I just say sorry for that. And I'll try and ensure that you get an invitation next week. Also, if you would like to be on the invitation list that doesn't get sent out and you're not on it, then please email and I'll make sure that you go on the list. You probably won't get the invite anyway. Well, thanks. Lovely meeting. Seemed utterly pointless, totally trivial, more than usual, I felt, which is lovely. And
in the chat, Vicky says in the chat, thanks, Tim. Great to be here. Not missing out.
Lovely. Well, yeah, you're the very lucky ones.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Thanks, everyone.
We're blessed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
I'm not sure who we're blessed by, but yeah, we all say,
I don't either.
we'll say blessed.
Sure.
Well, I find myself saying bless you quite a lot. And I just think, really, you ought to stop that, Tim. Who the hell do you think you are? But it just seems like a really lovely thing to say. I say it very sincerely, and then I think, that could be misconstrued.
Well, you know, in the American South, there's the, well, bless your little heart.
Well, that's terribly condescending.
It is.
I don't go that far and sound utterly condescending, at least.
In North Carolina, you end every question with "hun."
Han, yeah.
How you doing, hun? Thank you, hun.
Well, I must admit, with the bars in Black Mountain, it's a little village outside Asheville. Asheville's only a small town, but Black Mountain is just what we'd call a village. They call it a town. Everything's a town in America, I realize. But it's got lovely. I mean, it's so rural because it's in the mountains. The bars are just brilliant and they're just full of locals. It's my favorite place I've been so far in the States, by far, just because they're so welcome. They're thrilled that you go in. So last time we went, there were about 12, 15 of us, and we just all, and the bar's empty. Well, there was karaoke going on. Well, they were so excited to see us. Made so welcome. It was quite a joy. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Darren.
Enjoy your evenings,
Thanks.
mornings,
Yeah, you too.
afternoons.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.